Yo, what's up guys? My name is Joe and I'm here because I spent the last couple of days reading every article I possibly could, listening to every interview. I called the PGA Championship hotline. I talked to the clubhouse and a buddy who's played the course before, learning everything I possibly could about TPC Harding Park. 1925 Sam Whiting and Willie Watson design. It is actually named after the 29th President of the United States, Warren G. Harding. Located in western San Francisco, the course officially became a member of the TPC network in 2010. Late 90s, however, this place was struggling. It was a goat ranch. They actually used the fairways as a parking lot for the 1998 US Open held across the lake at Olympic Club. Early 2000s, however, underwent a $16 million revival. Thus, cue the 2005 WGC American Express Championship. That tournament was won by one Tiger Woods. Surprise, surprise, I know. Fast forward 10 years later, WGC comes back to Harding Park, still a WGC, but this time match play edition. That event was won by Rory McIlroy, who defeated Gary Woodland 4-2. Little interesting note I found there, 29 of the 64 players in the field, making up almost half the field, were Americans. However, only 5 made it out of pool play, only 2 made the quarterfinals. On the contrary, only 7 guys in the field from England, 4 made it out of the pods, 3 made the quarterfinals, including the third place consolation match winner, Danny Willett. So Harding Park is scheduled to host the 2025 President's Cup. Forget that, let's shift gears. All we care about is next week's PGA Championship. Only the 4th time in the 104-year history of the PGA Championship it's being held at a municipal golf course. Now, let's talk setup this week. They've got this thing set up at just over 7,200 yards. It's not going to play near the brute that we saw in Bethpage last year. The course is right at sea level with very little undulation, so the ball is, of course, not going to travel quite as far. It's a typical tree-lined PGA course. You've got the giant California cypress trees that sort of frame in every hole. Normally plays as a par 72, but this week they've got it set up as a par 70 for the pros. This is not going to be your USGA bloodbath. Speaking of which, I listened to Kerry Haig on the Friday podcast where he said this: "We don't really mind what the winning score is. It's more important to us that the players enjoy their experience and are challenged by their experience to best showcase their game." Now look, I know what you're thinking. It's Southern California, late afternoon. Here we go again with that luck sack, bumpy ass POA grass. Wrong. 2014 ripped up all 18 greens, replaced it with bent. Both par 5s, as you can see, are going to favor a right to left tee shot. The longer hitters should be able to hop the corner on number 4, provide a little bit of an advantage there, and potentially have a go at the green in 2. Number 10 is a fairly benign 562 yards. It's going to be reachable for most of the entire field. You gotta walk off 10 with a bird. There are 4 par 3s on the course that are actually relatively short. At least 3 of them are. Number 8 has been bumped all the way back to 250 yards, and I'm being told it typically plays into a little breeze. This ought to be fun. We've got drivable par 4s on both sides of the course. Both are currently staged right around 300 yards, and as you can see, will reward a little bit of cut off the tee. Bombs away, boys. Number 18. Signature hole, you see it, about as picturesque as it gets with the tee shot directly over the lake. Reminds me quite a bit actually of 18 at Sawgrass, how the entire hole kind of winds opposite the tee shot angle. Water runs along the entire left-hand side. It requires some aggression off the tee to play it properly, or you're likely going to blow it directly through the fairway and into those bunkers or rough. All in all, unless weather becomes a significant factor, I expect the winning score to be relatively low, around 15 under par at least. Here's a hot tip. Look for the player that hits it long, look for the player that hits it straight and the fewest amount of times, and you have your winner that's going to hoist the Wanamaker Trophy on Sunday. TPC Harding Park is a beaut. You can find me and follow me at Tour Picks for all those hot tips and more. Be sure to check out the Preferred Lines podcast every week. Cheers, Harding Park, PGA, let's go.